All right, let's see where we're at here. Beautiful. Section 2.1, we're going to be solving equations. Solving equations, and this is something you've done a lot in your pre-algebra, so if it's really easy for you, that's okay. You'll be okay. You can be like, oh, this is easy. I'll make an A on this without studying. That's never a bad thing, people. So let's look at a couple here. 13 plus x equals 17. Now, sometimes the best method is the guessing method, and a lot of times you can look at an equation, you can say, hey, I know the answer. 13 plus what number is 17? I think that would be 3 1/4. No. So that's going to be 4, yeah. 13 plus 4 gives me 17. And so that is a good thing to do, to look at that and say, hey, I know what that is. I know what the answer is. But the way we write this out when we solve an equation, and we do this because we'll need these techniques later, is to do these inverse operations, or do the opposites. So I have 13 plus x, and I want to know what x is, and we already know what it is, but that's okay. So I want to get rid of this positive 13, and to do that I'm going to subtract. I'm going to subtract 13. And I tried to switch my color, but I think it looks almost the same on the screen. Oh well. And then I like to cross those out. And doing this, even though on this problem it looks kind of dumb, we already know what the answer is, doing that is an important habit to build, because when you're dealing with larger equations with more steps, it's going to be really important that you're able to manage your terms like that. 17 minus 13 gives us 4. So there's the answer we found, and we already knew what the answer was, and we are okay with that. Okay, let's try negative 72. Ooh, I better get the class. Is equal to x minus 15. Okay, so maybe I can't just look at this one and be like, whoa, I know the answer. So, but we're going to use those same techniques to solve this. So I have the x here that I want to know what it is. So I look on the side of the equation with the x, and I see x minus 15. Well, I want to get rid of that 15, so I just have an x there. So to get rid of negative 15, I'm going to add 15. Add 15, and I'm going to cross those out. And this side looks really good, because the only thing left on this side is the x. That's what I wanted. That's awesome. Over here, negative 72 plus 15, well, the signs are different. Okay, the 72 is further from 0, so the negative is going to win. It's going to be negative. And these are opposing each other, so I'm going to subtract the numbers. 72 minus 15. Let me see, 12 minus 5, 57 I got there. 57. So negative 57 equals x. Do not be too dependent on your calculator to do these. Work them out. You will get better at them as we go. As you do more and more and more, you will get better at them. If you use your calculator, you will not get any better. You will still stink at it if you always use your calculator. Use your brain. It will improve. I promise. Cross my heart. All right, let's do a couple more here. Let's just say, let's do a multiplication one. 4x is equal to 1.28. So what this means is that let me try to keep this scooched up. What this means is that 4 times some number is equal to 1.28. And again, this inverse, this opposite thing, when I had a negative 15, I added 15. So when I have 4 there, I'm going to divide by 4. Okay, that's just going to leave me with x. And those 4's will cancel out. I like to show that canceling out. So I know I just have an x over here. 1.28 divided by 4, kind of like to use something called short division here. So there's a 0 there. 4 doesn't go into 1. 4 goes into, well, the 1 carried over, so 4 into 12 is 3. And 4 went into 12 evenly, and then 4 into 8 is 2. Okay, and actually, because 4, I can kind of partition this. 12 goes into 4 evenly, and 4 goes into 12 evenly, and 4 goes into 8 evenly. And so if you can break it up and do a couple numbers that you know, you can just go, well, 4 goes into 12 3 times, 4 goes into 8 2 times. So x equals 0.32 there. Very exciting stuff. A couple more. I keep using x. I should change it to something else. What's your favorite letter, class? Ooh, I heard an A. Okay, I'm going to use A. A over 7 is equal to 14. Now this is a division problem. I'm dividing by 7, so the opposite of that is to multiply by 7. Okay, so that's going to leave me with A. Those 7's cancel out. It's important to show them canceling out. It's part of showing your work. 14 times 7. 14 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Carry the 2. Gives me 156. Just kidding. 9. 98. A equals 98. Well, that's pretty awesome. I just want to do one more. Let's throw a fraction in there. Let's say, let me scooch this up just a little bit. That's the way, I like it. Okay, negative 7 is equal to 3/4 x. Now, when you have a fraction with your variable, we say multiply by the reciprocal. What that means is to flip this over. So I'm going to write it as 4/3, and I have to do that to both sides, times 4/3, and I'm going to even put this almost looks like 4/3 minus 7. I put the dot there, but just to be absolutely clear, that's a negative 7. I'm going to add parentheses around there. Okay, what is left? Well, over here I multiply by the reciprocal, and I did that because I'll have the 3 and the 3. They'll cancel out. I have the 4 and the 4. They cancel out. If you multiply by the reciprocal, it feels like cheating because everything just goes away. It's almost magic. Do you believe in magic in Saki's heart? So, when I multiply here, a positive times a negative is a negative. Think of this as negative 7 over 1. We're just going to multiply straight across. So 4 times 7 is 28. And 3 times 1 is 3. And please leave that as an improper fraction. Do not make that a mixed number. You are just tempting fate if you do. It's simply an opportunity to make a mistake. Most of the time in algebra, mixed numbers are inappropriate and terrible. If your elementary teachers told you otherwise, they were wrong. Or maybe they just lied to you for your own goodness sake. Go ahead and try the lesson check on page 85 and look. Lesson check. Okay, there are some questions there related to some vocabulary that we did not talk about here. That means you look in the section and you find the answer. You can do it. You, look at this encouraging statement, can do it. Okay, so if you're not sure about something, look, find the answer. You can do it. You should do it. Do not do it. If it is not done, you are not finished. Try to find the answers. You can do it. Peace.